Hi everybody, I'm going to do my small introductory video now attached to the reading. I've already drawn the cards and put them on the table. I'm new at this. I just got these tarot cards that I got that I was drawn to from one of a reader that I really enjoy, who is San Tarot, and she's been using the Mystical Shaman Oracle and the Good Tarot. Um, I love these cards, they really speak to me, so I'm going to be using those. The way I would like to do this is I'm going to be doing series that are going to have a link to the card that will be shown on the preview. And then it's only by people being attracted to the card. I cover the name of the card anyway, so that the person, nobody knows what it says. It's just a drawing that's pulling them in. And then I draw 6 cards from the Good Tarot, and then I clarify with the Shaman Oracle deck. I haven't been doing readings for very long. It's just that these cards speak to me a lot, and I've been feeling very drawn to do that, so I'm doing it. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I've already done one before that I haven't posted yet. I'm going to post both at the same time, to kind of get a feel for both of them. The other one was a different. I'm gonna have probably a total of maybe 4, 5 or something, different cards like this, and there'll be a series. So whenever I feel drawn to do a tarot reading for a certain card, I'll just put the picture, and then you guys can, I guess, look at whatever videos you want. As far as you can look all of them if you want, or only the ones you feel drawn to. I guess it depends on what you feel like doing. It's not specific or anything like that. All right, so I'm gonna be starting for you guys. I don't want to make a big introductory thing. I don't really like talking on or off camera. Um, I have my neighbor is next door, and she might be coming back in, so I might stop the video and then get back to it. We'll see how that goes. I did the first one, and then I felt really drawn to do another one with a different card, and this is the card that popped up. So if you guys feel drawn to this reading might be for you. Um, it's it's a beautiful card. Even though it has something very frightening almost to it, almost like icy to it. It looked like the floors are iced, and everything is covered in snow almost, and everything like that. It's definitely a card of change. It reminds me of the card of the Tower. So you guys might be going through some stuff. We'll figure it out with the cards, because I haven't looked at them. I pulled them. I get the feeling that I get from them. I don't read from the book. I haven't read from the book yet, but since they speak to me, I don't feel the need to. We'll see how that works out. You guys let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm gonna start. We're starting with the Seven of Earth and the Hunter. So I feel like you guys are attracted to something from right off the bat. There's something that is catching your attention. You don't want to pull the you don't want to take your eyes away from it. It's clarified by the Hunter. You guys are on the hunt for something. We're gonna figure out either what it is or why, or if you know that you are, or if it's just thing that you have to do. You know what I mean? Like you feel this urge to do something. But you guys are definitely on the hunt for something. I feel like when I look at the Hunter, and I look at the that boy, it looks like that boy on the Seven of Earth. Both of them have this thing on their head, and it almost looks like they have it's like something they have earned almost. You know how the Hunter has it. It's something that makes them very significant at what they do. And Hunter has earned the horns that the horns that he has on his head, and the feathers that surround him and stuff like that. You know how hunters, Native American, they used to, or not just Native American, a lot of them just keep things, and they make their apparel out of it, you know, as a you know, as a glory almost, or a victory for having conquered something. You know, you guys have your mind set on something. Let's figure out what it is, because I'm really curious to know what it is. Okay. How am I gonna put this so you guys can see it? You are looking towards this, okay? You have this in your mind. This is, you're looking at it. That's, you know, I think it's envy. You look at it with envy. You know what I mean? You have your mind set on it, which is clarified by the hunter, who is looking at this little fairy. Yeah, guess that. It's the same one. So yeah, you guys have your mindset on this. And this fairy is clarified by the medicine wheel. I'm trying to analyze the card because there's so much on there. I would have a tendency to say that it is somebody. Okay, I'm gonna see where that takes me, because I've been wanting, or we'll see where that takes me. If it's somebody or not. If it's not somebody, it's an idea. Okay, if it's not somebody, it's an idea. It might be an idea that is a bit eccentric, a bit out of this world. Either way, it's something positive. It's something that's poised, that is skillful, because she's playing an instrument, and that is going to bring you opportunities, because every time I see the lanterns are lit up, I see those always as opportunities, or people around that can bring you what you want. You know what I mean? That can make you go towards your goal. It's clarified by the medicine wheel, and I think the sound of the music that she's making with her flute has a big part of what is what she's playing with her flute has a big part of what the medicine wheel is. Okay, I think it's some sort of chant that is being done. Oops. Some sort of chant that is being done, and that is pulling you in. You know what I mean? It's like, ah, Suzu, attention. That is pulling you in. My neighbor's dog is just, I don't know if you can see her little ears. She has sharp nails, little boo-boo. Okay, so you have the little fairy that's playing her instrument, that has a link with the medicine wheel. So it's a healing song. It's a song that's calling towards you, And then you as the hunter are drawn to this. It's a song that draws you in. It's a song that it's a song for you. You know what I mean? It's a song that draws you in. And makes you fly. It's like you lose your gravity. When you hear the song, you're like this, and she's over there, and when she plays her little flute, you just lose your sense of gravity almost, and it's like you just fly up. You know what I mean? Because this is the Hanged Man, but look at the picture. It's like he's just surrendering completely. The sound of the music of the medicine wheel that she's playing is making you fly away. And because look at the similarity of these images. Like, they have the wings, the colors, the wings. This is the card of the upper world. There is an owl on there. This is the card that is clarifying the Hangman. I think this is a song that elevates you. So if it might be a person, it might be your muse. You know what I mean? What people call the muse. Somebody that brings healing to you, that you feel drawn to, and that you want, because that's something that makes you feel warm inside. You know what I mean? It's something that makes you feel warm because you don't even want to take your eyes off of it. It's almost like because you're looking at it, everything around you is this color. It's like a thing around you that's this color. You know what I mean? So you want it. You want this muse that's playing this music, and that every time you hear the music, it just takes you into this different world, into the upper world. It just elevates you, and makes you go up, fly with your wings, just complete surrendering. There is almost no action there from you. It's just a soothing energy. Then we have the Ace of Air and the Sweat Lodge. So I think this is when we're gonna get into the deep of the reading, because you have this thing that you have your eyes set on your muse, an idea, a person, something that brightens your day, or something that brightens you and elevates you, because it's healing, and it's in your environment because you're looking at it, you're looking straight at it, and after it takes you up and it takes you up and elevates you, and you reach the upper world. It's like you reach it allows you to reach a state. Okay, the Ace of Air, when I'm looking at it, especially with the two cards that come before, it almost looks like it's you that just transformed. You started out as a man, turned into an owl to go towards the upper world because you just surrendered, and you're just flying on the cloud on the top there because you're feeling so good. It just feels good and fresh. You know what I mean? And it's clarified by the Sweat Lodge. The Sweat Lodge is technically a card. Oh yeah. It's like the horse is coming out of that little. It's like you're coming out of there. It's like you're like in your little life. You know, responsibilities are happening around you and everything like that. You have your mindset on this thing that's making you rise, that's making you feel good, that's giving you good feeling, and then the Sweat Lodge, you're originally in the Sweat Lodge, which is an area. It's kind of like not a sauna, the sweat room, Sweat Lodge. You know what I mean? Like the place where you go and you just sweat out all the impurities through your pores. You almost like a purge also. This is what it feels like. It's like you are in there, and then you have your mindset on, and this thing just makes you, just makes you come right out into the other world. You know what I mean? Just plus this person that's in there is like looks confident when it's walking out. It's just like, whew, and then you're just coming out of there, out of this little hole, and just going towards your life and it's really funny because I think it probably has a thing to do with the tower, or the that card that would represent a tower for me. It's like this event. Through this event, you found something. Through something that happened that was significant for you, you found something and you stuck with it. You just kept your eyes on it because it felt right, because it was beautiful, because there is something that draws you to it. You know what I mean? And you're hunting for it because it's what you want. If it's gone from your life, or if you found it and then you have a little bit of trouble finding it again because for whatever reason you get back into your routine. You go on holiday and you figure out something, and then you go back because you're rested, and then you go back into your routine, and then you're into the turmoil of everyday life again. It's almost like that. It's like you are set on not letting it go because you know that it's something that's good for you, and that it's your muse. It's something that's making you keep going. So you follow your muse. You're in that thing, and just poof, you come out of it towards putting the cards like they do, even though it's I think you've been through some, I'm still looking at the other two. I think you've been through something. This dome could represent the actual tower event, and you're coming out of it better than you went in. It might have, it probably wasn't something that was great. I mean, the card does, it's kind of a, we all know what the tower meant in the first place, but this card is pretty dark, it was probably not something amazing. It was probably not something awesome to go through, but you did, and you're coming out of it like a you've been through it, you like a flying horse, and there's also a saying, isn't there, like you with flying colors, you're getting out of it with flying colors because you kept your focus on it. You kept your focus on it, and there is a little bird on the card here, and you just keep following it. It's something that's pulling you in, and you're following it, and you're doing, I think it's a good thing. It might have been a little while that you were in that thing. The reason why I'm saying that is on this card over here, there is like a little, I don't know if you can see it at all, there is a little drawing, like a circle of a, almost like an Aztec calendar, almost like that's what I'm seeing there. And then on the clarifying card for the, because the next card is the Queen of Water and the Time Master, and look at behind him. There is this thing behind him, and I think you have been in there for a while. You have been in this thing for a while, in this, whatever this tower moment brought, whatever world crumbled, or whatever thing happened for you, you have been in it for a while. There is a thing of time in there. It's like the doors open and you're like 30 years later almost. Not 30 years later, I mean, you get my drift. It's just it's that feeling, almost like a spaceship where you don't even know how long you've been in there, but it wasn't necessarily the most fun in the world, but you're coming out of it even better than you came in. Either that already happened, or it is happening, or it will happen. um, it's funny how these two cards, one is air and the other one is water, but how these two cards are surrounding that sweat lodge. I think this is you when you're coming out of there, and you're just pure love. You know what I mean? You're coming out of it, and you're changed because you love. You know? You're peaceful. You're that horse, that flying horse. You've surrendered, and you just breathe in the, life energy almost. I think this is what you are when you come out as a being. Especially since at the beginning both of them have a thing on their head. It's almost like it grew. You know how I said with the hunter, they just keep building up their outfits with the with the feathers of the birds that they get and everything like that. It's like that almost. It's like you started out as a little, with a little thing, and then as time went on, you're coming out of it with this full hair dress of everything that you've worked for. You know what I mean? Everything that you've been through is just, you've earned everything. It's almost like, when you're older and you say that you've earned your gray hair. That's what it is. You've earned everything that you're carrying, and you're carrying it with grace. You're carrying it with knowledge, with wisdom, with love, with peace. Now, I'm looking at the Time Master, like, it's almost like her eyes are closed towards the Time Master. It's almost like she's not bothered by time anymore. It's not, she doesn't have the notion of time, like it's not she's being reckless about it. It's more like she's not going to rush herself doing whatever she needs to do, because it's not time specific. It's not time, no stress, you know what I mean? Just going with the flow of her own. She has the enough wisdom to go, he or she, you know, but she enough wisdom to not be bothered by the time master, you know. Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing. All right guys, sorry. Okay, so I just got done downloading the other video and it just started playing. So yeah, she's blocking out the stress of the time master, because look at him, he's determined. He's determined. He has a lot. Sorry, he has a lot of energy. He's just he's an attention seeker. You know, when you look at him, he's really not, and she's not fazed by it at all. She's coming out of there. She's not fazed by it. She's not fazed by time. You know, and but I'm looking at it, and the time. It's like the master of the time master is looking at the messenger of earth. And it's really funny that I'm keeping this time master is supposed to clarify the queen of water, which I did, but I'm drawn to the fact that next to this card there's the messenger of earth, and it's like his robe is keeps going. It's like they're standing next to each other, you know what I mean? And it's like he's looking at her with insistence. I kind of get the feeling that you see how this messenger of earth is all in gold. I mean, she's beautiful, but she does have quite a bit of jewelry. It's almost like he is looking at towards that because it's like an urge. It's like an urge, time trying to urge towards a messenger of earth, which would represent, you know, a lot of the times it's like what, prosperity and stuff like that in the regular, you know, in the regular. It's like she doesn't want to look at it because she is in a state of peace. She knows, she just knows everything is going to be okay, you know what I mean? Like she's just in a state of peace, so she doesn't want to acknowledge the time master because it's he represents some sort of stress towards obtaining things. Hold on, I'm almost getting something different. I'm getting something. Sorry guys, I just keep getting cut off, and I guess I might get cut off again because I think she's gonna come back in. So yeah, I was getting almost like his look isn't looking at the messenger of earth. It's like the messenger of earth is standing still in the midst of the time master, looking at the wind, represented by this beautiful being, which is who, I mean, I guess, you know, she's dressed like the messenger of earth, you know. She has the same thing on her head. She has the same tribal look, except that they represent two different elements, you know. One represents the earth and the other one the wind. But I strongly feel that there is a calling, not a calling towards. It's like the wind represents almost the natural flow of things. You know what I mean? And then the time is something that is a bit more stressful, and you're not looking at the time at all. And you're not looking at the time at all. You're just going with the flow and standing your ground. You know what I mean? It's funny because I got like two different messages out of this. The first one being that it's almost the time that is pressuring into the to get some financial stuff going, because like a stress. It's like an unnecessary stress that doesn't need to happen almost, and to go with the flow. But I also see it as you standing in your following the flow of life and irritating the time master because you're standing in your own strength. It's kind of the same idea without being the same idea. It's like, well, I mean, I guess a little bit. It's like you have what you need, you have your stick and your staff and everything, and you just keep going. You just stand your ground against the time, because there is a feeling when you look at him. There, hold on, I'm gonna try to do it because it's funny. It's like there is a feeling, the way the cards are, where it's almost like he's turning his head from side to side, like I wanna, why isn't nobody paying attention to me? Like I'm the time. We need to get this done, and da 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 da, and da 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 da, and then you're just like, looking at, not even looking at it, standing, being in your power, being, so there is abundance there, and just hanging out there and doing good, and following the flow of life, It's funny because it's an interesting reading. It doesn't really meet the other one quite per se. It's like a different path, a different journey, just something that just you have your attention set on, your muse, the thing that makes you vibrate, surrender, elevate yourself, helped you get through this tower moment. It helped you get through it, and you came out of it a loving and more, even more loving, like you've earned all this crest on your headdress, despite the time master being here, despite however long it took, despite some sort of stress for however long it took or whatever. Now you're standing your ground, and you're just to go with the flow and to trust. It's like a lesson that you've learned your lesson. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. I did pretty good compared to the other one because the other one is longer. uh Again, let me know what you guys think, if it resonates. All right, sorry again. So yeah, I did pretty good with the time and everything like that. Let me know if you guys um if the reading resonated. I really apologize for all the my neighbor was next door, and she kept coming in because she needs some stuff, so she's been coming in and out of the readings. But I hope you guys are, I hope this is gonna resonate. Let me know what you guys think, okay? And next time, I'll lock my door. Well, at least I'll make sure that she doesn't need anything, or I'll call her before I do that. It's almost like she feels drawn when I do it for some reason. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.